Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Horowitz Chaim in the Sefer Mitzvah HaKotzar. We are in Mitzvahs Loisase, the negative commandment, Lamed Ches, number 38. Shaloi la'acher schar socher. A person cannot delay paying a worker his hired wages. Shenema, like it says in the pasuk, Leisolin pe'ula socher itecha. You are not allowed to keep the wages of the hired worker with you ad boker until the morning. But then it says further, so to the sun should not go down. So which is it? Should it be that you can't keep the wages with you until the morning? Or should it be that the sun should not go down? So he qualifies, if you hire this person to work for you during the daytime, so when he finishes his job at the end of the day, he can collect the money from you all night long. That's what it means. Don't keep the money until the following morning. If you hire him to do a job for you at night, he's a waiter by your chasana, so he's working for you through the night. Then the following day, he can collect the money from you all day long. That's what it means. That's what it means that the sun should not go down, meaning he has an entire day that you're obligated to pay him. So you should pay him before the sun goes down of that following day. Let's say that you hired a person for a certain amount of hours during the day. So then when he finishes the job, you have the whole day to pay him. If you hired him for a few hours at night, then he has the whole night to collect the money in order that you should pay him on time. Now, let's say that you gave over something to an uman, to a craftsman to fix, whatever. You had a bike that was broken, and you gave him over your bike to fix it. Now, he did not give it back to you yet, and you did not pick it up. Even if the bike repairman calls you up and he says, your bike is ready, but I don't come in that day to pick up the bike, I don't transgress the prohibition of paying the worker his hired wages on that day, because it's still in his hands and it's not yet in mine. I didn't get my services. And of course, if the worker doesn't demand this payment, you are not transgressing the prohibition. Even if the worker does demand, he wants to get paid right now. He says, no, you owe me the money. However, but you, the person who employed him, doesn't have the money to be able to pay him right now. Or you gave over the obligation to somebody else to pay him, and that person accepted it upon himself to pay the worker. So Pater, you are exempt if you didn't pay him on that day. So the Horowitz Chaim is writing a very important idea over here, and that is that even though you have an obligation to pay off your hired worker every day that he does the job, nevertheless, if you don't have the money, so then you cannot be held accountable for not paying him on that day. There's a story with Rabbi Wasserman. He was the Rosh Hashiva in Baranovich. He happened to be the main disciple of the Horowitz Chaim, and they were very poor. The yeshiva was poor, his family was poor, and there wasn't much money lying around, extra ever, to be able to pay up all of the bills and pay everything. So he owed the butcher a certain amount of money, and they were so poor they didn't have the money to be able to pay for the butcher's bill. One day, in a wintry storm, Baruch Hashem, the money came in, and he made an accounting, and he realized he had enough money to go and pay off his bill that he had at the butcher shop. So even though that it was storming and it was snowing and they didn't have the greatest clothing of all, he said to his son, who I believe was a Simcha Wasserman, he said to his son, come, let's go do a mitzvah of paying up the worker on time. And so they bundled up the best that they could, and they trekked through the snow, and they came to the butcher shop and they paid the man, because it's an issur in the Torah to delay when you don't have the money. All the time that he didn't have the money, so he felt, I guess, as the Horowitz Chaim is saying over here, what could he do about it? But the moment that he had the money, the obligation falls into place immediately, and therefore he went to pay off the chayiv, the debt that he had to this particular worker. Have a wonderful day.